Train services in Devon and Cornwall have been reconnected to the rest of the country after 2 months cut off by the winter storms which washed away the main line at Dawlish.
Well, David Cameron took the train to Dawlish this morning to join the celebrations, but he told Sky News that the £35 million cost of the repairs didn't mean the rest of the country needed to worry about missing out on new rail investment.
I don't think they do, because this government is spending more on the railways than at any time since the Victorians. Here in the southwest, we've invested £900 million in road and rail schemes in this Parliament. Obviously, we've got massive investment in the rest of the country. We're electrifying, for instance, the Trans-Pennine line, which is vital rail link, electrifying the Midlands main line. We've got the Northern Hub being invested in, and obviously HS2. One thing people worry about is that HS2 is going to take all the money, and I always say to people, remember, we're going to be spending 3 times more on other projects in the next Parliament, road and rail projects, as we'll be spending on HS2.
Well, Kevin Cook is a West Country Railway historian who worked for 20 years as an engineer on the line, and he joins us now from Dawlish. This is vital for the region's economy, isn't it? And a Herculean effort has gone into reopening this line today, but you're sceptical about its worth and the value for money.
Yeah, I think today is a time to rejoice that the West Country, particularly parts of Devon and the whole of Cornwall, has got his railway back again. And the effort that's been put in to reinstate this line has been fantastic. The Orange Army, Network Rail are heroes to have got the line back in situ. But short term, it's a time to rejoice, but long term, we mustn't take our eye off the ball when it comes to communications, rail communications to the southwest.
And I understand that you think that there's a better solution, and that solution is a separate line that sidesteps the town.
Well, as I've said in the past, that we've got geographical barriers here. That's the reason why this railway came around the coast and why Brunel brought it around the coast. But we need an alternative line. And my biggest concern is, despite all the rhetoric, is that these lengthy reports into the alternatives for this route into the West Country will end up on a table and won't go anywhere because they say that this line is working fine. I mean, today this whole area, the sea is like a mill pond. You wouldn't believe it could get as wild as it does, but this railway gets attacked on both sides. This side with the sea, but also the sandstone cliffs as well. And only recently, just prior to the reopening of this line, there was a 20,000 to 30,000 ton cliff face shearing that had to be induced in a landslip. So it gets attacked on both sides. We definitely need an alternative route, a backup, an insurance route, whatever you want to call it. We need it. We can't take these elements away.
You're a railway historian. Was there an alternative in the past?
Yes, there was. There were 2 double-track main lines that went around the geographical barriers that we have, which are Dartmoor and Holden Hills. There was this line, and there was also a double-track main line around from Exeter around to Oakhampton, Tavistock, and into Plymouth. There was also a single line that ran between the obstacles, which ran from Exeter to Newton Abbot, cutting out this sea wall. So there are alternatives. The northern route has got its middle section missing, which was closed under the Beaching Act, which was a real folly. But there was talk of a Dawlish avoiding line behind Dawlish through Holden Hills way back in the 1930s. But because of the outbreak of the Second World War and the subsequent privatisation of the railways at the end of the war, nothing came of it.
And give us an idea of how much businesses have suffered over the last 8 weeks not having this line, or in reality, do people just use the roads rather than the railway anyway?
No, it's suffered a great deal. I mean, commerce has suffered a great deal. We've got lots of new industry here. The towns are expanding, and we rely on tourism and agriculture, and both have been affected. The communications have been affected by the breach here at Dawlish, and also we've had the terrible flooding in the fields of the West Country as well. So it's suffered immensely, and we need this link. We've got a whole county of Cornwall that needs a rail link. We've got Plymouth, It must have been so frustrating for those two areas, and Torbay as well, to be totally isolated from the rest of the rail network. The cost must be immense.
Kevin Cook, we really appreciate your time, and it's a very beautiful day there today, and there have been some celebrations that the line is, at least for now, reopened. I hope you can enjoy it. Thank you.